I guess.
Oh, yeah, we won't complain.
Yeah.
All right. Coach would like to give his thoughts on the game. If not, we'll open up for questions.
Just real quick, obviously I thought Connor Nolan was lights out. I mean, the guy had everything working. I guess really until about the last inning that he started. And I don't remember what it was. I guess it might have been the 8th when we pulled him. I don't remember, but he maybe the 7th, and I think he just got a little bit tired. But man, he was spotting up his fastball in. He could throw it away. Started mixing in that slider and some changeup. Then he had the regular curveball. He pitched, and right around 90 miles an hour, 91. That board's never always right. But he was good, and he gave us a chance on a Sunday when we didn't have a lot of experienced arms that were ready to go today. And I'll let you guys maybe ask me about that in a minute. But as far as just the team hanging in there, we didn't have a good day at the plate. We've been driving in a lot of runs today. We're up 1-0. We got runners second, third, 1 out. We don't score. Happened again in the game. And as a coach, when you see that, and as a fan, you're like, that's going to come back and hurt us. We needed to punch in 2 or 3, and we got hit by a pitch and got the base loaded, 1 out, and we're up 2. We didn't score another run. We didn't do a double play. So it just seemed like that maybe today was Tennessee's day. And they scored a run with a runner on second, 2 outs, and a tough hop on Kinley to tie it, I think, and then. I don't remember. And then I think the other 2 runs they scored were both with 2 outs. And give them credit. They fought and hung in the game. And obviously we got a huge hit by Franklin in the bottom of the 9th to tie it up and left the bat. Obviously we knew it wasn't going to be caught. We just didn't know if it was going to quite get over the fence with the way the wind was blowing. But he kept it low enough and really drove it. He stays through the ball really well the other way. And he had a double down the left field line, an Oppo home run, and then you look at the middle guys. Marshall Denton did a nice job getting us a couple outs. We were trying to get at least 2 outs, which we got, to get to Cronin to try to save him some pitches, get him a 4-out save. Well, kind of backfired when they singled up the middle, and then we tied it and we brought in Trest, true freshman. That's kind of what we had out there, and mostly those guys. And thought he had a great inning, and throwing the ball hard, throwing a few breaking balls, spotted it up, struck out the second hitter. It's really good to see. So proud of the freshmen, the young guys, and then obviously the huge hit by Opitz, who hadn't had a great series offensively, but he's got a knack for getting big hits, and we kind of sensed that he was going to get it.
With, I guess, Vermillion, Kostishock, who else?
Keep going. You're all, yeah. So Kosti through Friday, warmed up yesterday a lot, came in the game, threw a couple pitches. We picked a guy off. We got him out of the game. He was a little bit sore, because he pitched the day before. We're still trying to rest him. He was unavailable today. Cops pitched Friday, got up twice yesterday because the game was a little crazy there. Got loose, waited, things calmed down. We go score a bunch of runs. Then something happens. He was unavailable today. And so let's go to Vermillion. I don't know. Right before the game, it says he's a little sore and he's not going to pitch. Well, I was planning on pitching 2 or 3 innings possibly. So when you start marking the names off the board, it starts to get real young. And we thought, well, let's hopefully score some runs. And we had our opportunities, and we didn't do it. Then it really just we put the ball in the hands of a couple freshmen, and he gave us another opportunity in the 10th, and we did it.
Davis, 7 straight SEC wins against pretty good teams, all ranked. Just how do you feel about that winning streak?
Well, I feel great about it. Because you got to take wins when you can get them. You never know when it's going to flip on you. You have injuries, you have guys going to little slumps. Teams hit balls that are, flares and just everything. It's the game isn't always fair. You can make pitches and you don't get a call. You hit the ball in the nose, it goes right at somebody. So whenever you get a chance to win, you win a game. And fortunately, we came back and won today, and just put ourselves in a good position down the stretch. We still have midweek game, and we're heading to Kentucky, and that's really all I want to talk about is this week, the next week. I'm already thinking about it, and you got to find some guys to get Grambling out on Tuesday, and I'm sure they're going to be awfully young. And then we'll head over to Kentucky after that.
To get back-to-back starts from Connor and Patrick the way you have the last 2 weeks, how big is that going forward?
Well, it's huge for them personally, for their confidence. Connor's had 2 really good outings in a row, and so's Wicklander. I mean, they look like weekend starters to me, and they're both probably 19 years old. And, that's great. You can kind of see that. Maybe we can keep Scroggins in the pen. He'll be available next week. He wanted to pitch this weekend, and we wouldn't let him. I didn't even put him on the roster. He wasn't happy about it, but he gets it. We're trying to take care of him. And luckily some guys stepped up, so hopefully he'll be back, and some of these guys that got a little tired can rest for a couple of days, and they'll be ready to go, by Friday.
The Vermillion, is it a sore arm, elbow?
No, it's the front, which is a spot that usually you don't worry about too much. It's usually the back of the shoulder or the elbow. So I haven't even talked to him. I was told this, and so was my pitching coach, about 5, 6, 7 minutes before the first pitch of the game. Yeah, I think he's just got soreness. I mean, he's, it's probably his arm slot a little bit. It just, it is what it is. Maybe throwing too much. I don't know.
It's Martin's play as far as that one, because they score there, I guess, and you don't have it.
The ball in the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good play. They had a runner on second, I think, at the time, and I don't know if he would have scored. He might have scored if the ball, if Trevor didn't pick it, if he kept running around, which I'm sure he was. So, yeah, it was a great play, and showed some really good range, and takes pretty good arm strength to get it over there from there, but he just got rid of it. It was a shortstop who hit it. He's fairly quick. So, he played pretty good defense. I mean, Kinley, that ball was hit hard, but it was an in-between hop. He either needed to back up a step or, try to charge it, because it wasn't a short hop and it wasn't a long hop. It was an in-between hop, and it came up hard on him. And Jack's done an incredible job fielding the baseball this year, and things happen. So, just a really good job defensively.
About his game offensively, because it's 3 for 4 with a home run.
Yeah, he's really done a good job this year of just continuing to be patient at the plate and work the count a little bit till he gets a pitch that he likes. And I may be wrong, but I think the home run came with 2 strikes. I may be wrong there. Thinking it was. It might have been 2-1. It might have been 2-2. But I just like his approach. Sometimes with runners in scoring position, we've talked to him about being more aggressive early, look for a pitch up or look for a certain pitch, and if you get it and hit it, and he's starting to do that a little bit more, and his RBI count's starting to climb.
The last 2 weekends, sweeping the last 2 weekends, now you got a 2-game lead in the West. Just how big has that been?
I don't know. I guess we'll know in about 3 weeks, but it's nice to know that that we've put ourselves in a good position, because everybody's going to beat everybody. The teams behind us play each other. We play the teams that are right behind us, one of them, or 2 of them, and so we go to Kentucky, and I wasn't going to talk about anything after that. It's the West, but we got to get through this week. This is their last week of school. Got to keep them focused on that, get through that, and then we go to Kentucky, and then when we come back, they're in finals. And it always seems like we're playing LSU in finals, and try to get. Once they get that behind them, hopefully they'll be excited to finish school and just be able to maybe concentrate on a little baseball.
I didn't get to ask you about Burton last night. There's another guy. I don't think he pitched in an SEC game.
Right.
Last night.
Well, he'd been wild, and he had a good fall. We thought he was going to be one of our better freshmen, and his stuff is good. He's got a really good arm. He's starting to get his breaking ball going, and we put him on the roster really for Scroggins, but he's probably going to take somebody else's spot and put him and Scroggins on the roster. I think that's probably the way we're going to go with it.
Dave, going down North Little Rock, seems like no matter how well you guys are playing and who you're playing, it's always a dogfight.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. Thanks. I won't be able to sleep very good tonight now. I need to. But it's it always is. It's a big ballpark. A lot of times the wind's blowing in. The crowds are incredible. They have fun. It's kind of neat for the players, but I would like to score some runs. It seems like we go down there and it's 3-2, 2-1, 4-3, or one year I think we won 7-6, and we've been behind in those games a lot. And it seems like the teams that come in are excited to play in front of those crowds, and the longer we let them stay in the game, the more suspenseful it gets. And hopefully we'll go down there and play well. You know, I'll put a couple of guys in the lineup that maybe don't play all the time, and hopefully they'll bring some energy to the game and get some big hits for us, and hopefully we'll pitch well.
You guys have played down there like eight years in a row. I mean, I guess ever since the ballpark opened. How big a deal is it for you to take the team down there every year?
Well, I think it's something that we should do for the fans in Central Arkansas and the southern part of the state. It makes it easy for them to get to a game, and you know, plus we have a lot of kids from that part of the state on our team, and it's kind of a nice deal. Plus, there's recruits in that area that can run over there and watch us play, or we can talk to them in the stands or whatever if they're of age. And you know, I think it's good. I think it's good for the state. It's good for baseball in this state.
Over the stretch where you've won all these conference games, what have you thought about your team's ability to win different ways? Because, you know, there was the high-scoring game at Vanderbilt, and then the one Friday night, and then, you know, like the one day a low-scoring game.
Well, I mean, this team is pretty much fearless. They just play, and they think they can win, and they don't really care how far they're down. If they've got some at bats left, they feel like they can come back. And even going into the ninth, I really didn't say a whole lot. I said a few things in the eighth. I told them we need to score in the eighth and tie this thing up. In the ninth, didn't really say a whole lot, but they were doing all the chit-chatting in there, basically. On, you know, it was good to hear. And I kind of stood over there and listened. You know, I wanted to see how they acted, because I didn't know if we were going to tie the game, win the game, but I just wanted to see how they reacted. Maybe I could talk about it a little bit, but it was upbeat, and hey, we're going to find a way to win this game.
Have you been pleased with the kind of ownership that they've taken within the team?
Oh yeah, I mean it's better than I would have thought it would have been, because we have so many new guys playing and new leaders. I mean, we lost a lot of veterans last year, and you know, I can honestly tell you they didn't even know who to pick captains. They didn't know who to pick captains. I mean, you know, Casey Opitz wasn't selected as our captain, and he's one of our captains. You know, that's the way I feel about it. So, and I tell you, every coach does too, and I think probably 90% of the players feel that way, that he's our captain, one of them for sure.
Is there a good heart update?
He's feeling a lot better today. Going to just kind of rehab him, and you know, he won't play Tuesday, but you know, we're hoping that he can swing the bat maybe Thursday, Wednesday, and if he can play Friday, we'll play him Friday. We'll see. You know, I think Jordan's done a good job helping us win some games this weekend, and you know, he'll stay in the lineup, and you know, until he's available to go.
Yeah, you talked about these midweek games can be a big challenge, especially when you're coming off a big series winning. I was with Grambling's 23-20, which is pretty good.
Yep.
The schedule those guys have to play in all the road games. They're 16-8 in SWAC.
Yeah, they have a good team. They have good athletes. They have a good team. It's one of their better teams. You know, Southern's really good in that league. I mean, they knocked off LSU a couple weeks ago pretty handily at their park, at Southern's home field. I think the league, you know, the top half of the league is strong. The bottom half might be, you know, not as good as it normally is. But Grambling's one of the teams that they can beat you.
Now that you've seen him in person, any thoughts on Tony's team and what
Yeah.
he's done there in 2 years?
I think they've done a really nice job. Honestly, they pitch really well. They throw a lot of strikes. They don't give you too much freebie stuff. You know, I know the lefty got a little bit wild, but I mean, his stuff is big league now, and you know, they're going to win a lot of games down the stretch. You know, they've probably got 6 home and 3 away, and they've been really good at home this year. So obviously they're going to be in the SEC tournament. They're going to be in a regional. They have a high RPI. The strength of schedule was 5 going into today. We were 6, so they're probably 4, and we're probably 5. RPI was like 10 or somewhere in there. I don't know what it was. So they just go take care of business, and they will, because they have the arms to do it. They're going to be fine, and they haven't been in a regional since when, like 2005, something like that. So that's what I see from now. I see that wherever regional they go to, you're not going to want to see them show up with that pitching staff.
Yeah, I talked to Tony. Said he thinks you guys will be back in the World Series championships.
Yeah, that figures that he put that pressure on us like that. Tell him I said thanks.
I think he's gone. I already talked to him.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Don't call him Bob.
Well, Tony,